Hey everybody, and welcome to something a little bit different actually. There's been kind of a light schedule for new releases, or at least notable new releases this week, so I was thinking of some way to bring a little bit more variety to the channel this week. And some fortuitous circumstances, the stars kind of aligned, and I figured, you know what, why not do a quick playthrough of one of my favorite classic Mario games. We're just gonna hit start here on Super Mario All-Stars. I was lucky enough to receive this as a birthday gift, actually. For those of you in the know, my birthday was actually last week. Happy 65th birthday, Northernlion! And my girlfriend was nice enough and astute enough, basically, to get me a copy of the Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Edition for the Wii. So I'm playing this on the Wii U right now. I have no idea what kind of resolution this is going to actually give us in the final video, but we're going to try to make it work regardless. In any case, I'm going to be playing through a little bit of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels here. For those of you who are not familiar, Super Mario All-Stars consists of the original Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, which is technically Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan, the North American Super Mario Bros. 2, which is actually like a reskinned version of an NES game called Doki Doki Panic, which is why this is a weird one with like turnips and radishes and shit, as well as Super Mario Bros. 3 and the Mario Bros. Arcade game. But anyway, we're going to play the Lost Levels here. And we're just going to start file D, I guess. I don't know how to delete files, so we're just going to start on one. The only one that I have not touched yet, and we're going to start as Mario. Now, I have to say, this could take us a little while here. I've got a pretty good background in Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Basically, when I was in university, my housemates and I picked up all of the old Mario games on Virtual Console. For those of you who are not familiar, and if you're playing the Northernlion drinking game at home, apparently today's episode is going to be take a drink every time I say for those of you in the know. This is probably one of the most difficult classic Mario games ever made, obviously with the exception of, you know, things like Cat Mario and ROM hacks and stuff like that. But this one is just straight up, as I understand it, from the release of like Super Mario Bros. 1, Japanese players got very good at the game, and the people at Nintendo were like, fuck it, we gotta make things a little bit more difficult on them. Let's make basically the hardest platformer that the world has ever seen. At least that's my estimation. So this is a game that took us like probably 40 hours maybe 60 hours, you know, just random university afternoons and evenings trying to figure out, and we eventually did beat the game. But it's weird because it's not easy, but it's also not very long. Like, if you're good enough at the game, you've got the patterns memorized, you can easily beat it in, you know, maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on your skill. Unfortunately, my skill in the game is not that good, so this could take us an hour, who knows, could take us 2 hours. I've been struggling with it so far, but anyway, we are going to show off one of the tricks to New Super Mario, I can't get New Super Mario Bros. U out of my head, to, Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, as it's known in North America. So this one is going to be, you know, everyone knows about this trick where you run across the top of the screen and get to the warp zone. However, level 1-2 in Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels functions a little bit differently. We're not just going to go to that warp zone that would be at the end there. I believe that warp zone only takes us to level 2. Instead, we're going to find a warp zone to level 4 here. And I'm just going to get this piranha plant on the screen. There's all sorts of little tricks like this that you memorize as you play through the game. And basically, this is as much like a rhythm game almost as it is a platform game. At least to me. It's much more about... Oh, I hate this part. We're actually going to get small for this part because it makes it easier. And if I'm big, I'm way more likely to fall in the lava. So we'll just run across here. Yeah, there's like pattern memorization is a big part, but also once we get into the later levels, there's just a rhythm you fall into in order to beat the levels as quickly as possible with as limited risk as possible. So, you might be thinking, this looks a little bit insurmountable, but for those of you who have played a Mario game before in your life, you're probably realizing that there are secret blocks here, and then just a running jump should be good enough. Alright, well that is surprisingly good for now. So we are officially 3/8 of the way through the game, so that's how I get through World 1, 2, and 3. Now as we get here to World 4, the time for pattern memorization is coming in. Jump on Laikitu's head, and I've been playing a little bit of this game since I picked up the, or got it as a birthday gift, but also a lot of this stuff is just kind of like ingrained in my head, because the Super Mario Bros. All-Stars version kind of functions differently than the NES version. The way the NES version worked is when you died, at least on the Virtual Console, when you died, you restarted at the... like, level 1 of the world that you were on. Oh, Laikatu, you are the biggest douchebag. Here we go. Yeah, so let's say you die on world... No, that's not good, yeah. Let's say you die on world 8-3, then you restart if you lose all your lives on world 8-1. I believe, anyway, that's how my memory works. But in New Super Mario Bros. In New Super Mario Bros. All-Stars, again, I can't stop saying New Super Mario Bros. In Super Mario Bros. 2 Lost Levels, or the version included on Mario All-Stars, you simply restart, I believe you just restart on the same level. So if I die on like 4-3, I'll restart on 4-3, basically. Hopefully that was articulated well. 90% of my brain right now is dedicated to beating these levels. There is a technique, by the way, to get 1-ups from those flags. Basically, you need to have like a palindromic amount of coins. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, etc., etc. And then you want to make the final digit of the time remaining match up. I hate this part, but there's a star here that can give us some 1-ups. But now it's off the screen, so let's just run. Yes, basically, if you have a palindromic amount of coins, so let's say you have 33, and then you finish the level at 293, then you get a 1-up. Otherwise, you do not get a 1-up. And I don't think there's any other way to make it work except for that. So we're doing some fairly easy levels here just to start with, but pretty soon there's going to be a warp zone that takes us almost all the way to the end of the game. By the way, this stuff, even like this basic stuff right here, is more difficult than I think New Super Mario Bros. U ever got. And kind of one of the reasons that I'm doing this video is because people were like, Northernlion, never do a playthrough of a Mario game after they saw the New Super Mario Bros. U video. You suck at Mario, how can you be so bad? Fuck you, man. Mario's about pattern memorization and pattern recognition. And, you know, with a new Mario game, you're never going to be as good as those classic Mario games that you played all the time. So basically, this is just my way of being like, hey, guess who doesn't suck that bad at Mario? Anyway, we're just gonna jump up here. World 4 is fairly difficult once we get to the castle. Oh, that was awful. Fairly difficult once we get to the castle, but everything else is not so bad. Again, there's just a lot of pattern memorization. This is actually one of the more difficult levels in the early part of the game, though. Oh, that was pretty close. And the reason is we're gonna come to a section very shortly that contains some serious asshole bullet bills. Also, normally you probably want to slow down a little bit for that jump. I got a little bit too cocky. We might actually end up using our first continue sort of soon, but that's not so bad, all things considered. So let's come up here. And in terms of like the Super Mario All-Stars collection, Lost Levels is probably, we're just gonna make this turtle appear on the screen slightly. I can't see it. Maybe if we take a run, we can get more. There we go, okay. Lost Levels is probably my favorite. I think if you were to look at it objectively, New Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 3 is probably objectively the best game in the collection. I wonder why for the Wii re-release last year they didn't include Super Mario World. I guess it's because all those games are still for sale on the Virtual Console where they're netting probably like thousands of dollars a day in revenue. Now here's the trick on this one. We gotta make the bullet appear just by moving to the camera. There we go. Now normally you want to have your sound cranked up so you can hear when these bullets come out, but I can't really do that with my recording setup right now, so we're just gonna basically wing it and totally fuck it up. Okay, so now we're gonna see it continue here, but that was a fairly good start. You really gotta be quick on that one. And again, notice that with continues here. Normally, if this was the NES version, I would have to restart from the very start of this world, but that's okay. Not the very start of the game, as in, I think the original Super Mario Brothers functions like that, but in this one, just the start of the level. Now, normally I speed through things a little bit more quickly here, but we're gonna go more slowly, because I think in the end, that'll make for a faster playthrough, weirdly enough. And I don't want to end up... I'm only gonna upload this in one part, is my guess. It's kind of a weird one-off video. I don't even know if people are gonna be interested in this. But again, there's not really many new releases coming this week, or for the rest of the year, because we're in that kind of... I'm not gonna say holiday dearth, because that doesn't really make any sense, but for whatever reason, you know, games come out in November, I guess to give parents enough time to buy them for Christmas. And then December can sometimes, with the exception of Far Cry 3 at least, be a little dry. Now this one, obviously, we just need to take as much of a running start as possible, and then we're gonna totally plank against it at the end. It's weird playing this after playing New Super Mario Bros. U, because there is no wall jump in this, obviously, which makes things... It's not necessarily substantially harder just because it's missing a wall jump. I mean, there's other elements that make it substantially harder. Oh, come on. But it's hard getting used to, because in New Super Mario Bros. U, you could, like, miss a jump and still totally rescue yourselves. By the way, I beat New Super Mario Bros. U maybe a week ago. That game's still surprisingly hard. That was very close. You can do things the easy way or the hard way here. The easy way is to go off the top there, provided you don't get hit by a bullet bill like I did. The hard way is going down here on the bottom. But we're gonna make that jump A-okay. And then we've got another hard element here. Like I said... Oh, goddamn, you need to get more speed on that one. Like I said, 4-3 is one of the hardest levels here in the early game. Things are actually going to get a little bit easier. Weirdly enough, I actually find... Let's try this a different way. I actually find World 8 to be one of the easiest worlds in the game. So just don't get hit by a bullet here. And that makes that part a little bit easier. We're just going to kill this turtle and knock it over the edge. And then we're going to take kind of a running start on this guy. The only reason this level is difficult, oh, god damn it, is because of this turtle jump at the end. I think you might actually be able, I've never experimented with it recently, but I think you might just be able to make that jump without fucking with the turtle at all. That was awful. Again, it's impossible to predict those bullets. That's another thing that makes this level sort of tricky. Alright, there's another 5 deaths there. Well, we're only 11 minutes into the video, and I'm basically halfway through the game, so I feel good about that. Again, never fear if this is not your kind of content. The reason this exists is because A, I wanted to play it, so I might as well record it anyway, and B, basically, I don't want to just have this whole week be like, oh, goddammit, be like, Isaac, Scribble Not Spelunky, Isaac, Scribble Not Spelunky every single day. It's nice to have a little bit of variety, if only because it allows me to mess around with my thumbnails as well. I think I'm also going to get back into, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm getting worse. I'm focusing on something that is not the game, that's okay. This is not going to be a rage through or anything like that. I tend not to do things like that, but I may employ some editing if necessary in order to truncate it, but I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case. Yeah, I'm hoping to also get back into some Spy Party this week, although when I logged into the lobby a little bit earlier this morning, there was nobody in there but me, but, you know, that might actually make sense considering that game probably skews a little bit older, like, more mature oh, come on, make it. Ah, you asshole! More mature people probably play that game, if I'm more professional, if I'm being polite. And those professional people were probably at work, considering I'm on the West Coast and it was 11:30 on a Monday morning. Anyway, apparently that's early in the morning for me, which should give you some idea of how I live my life on a day-to-day basis. Hint, kind of in squalor. Well, squalor maybe is not the right way to put it. Lazily is a much... Oh my god! There's this tiny gap. Okay. The thing with Mario Lost Levels, man. If you haven't played it, you don't know how this shit is. Once we get into the later levels, weirdly enough, like I said, I'm actually sometimes better at the later levels, simply because we got stuck at them for much longer. Like, World 1, I can't speed through World 1 because we just beat it so easily that we never had to, like, hone our abilities in the fire. You know? Let's try to get this mushroom here. This mushroom isn't that important, except, god damn it, that it can help us get that bullet bill. It gives us a little bit of bullet bill tolerance, shall we say. Alright, we've lost 10 or 15 lives at this level. That's enough silliness. Let's get a little bit better here. At some point, you just have to resolve to not be so bad. So again, we're just gonna move the camera over here. This is the only Mario game I've played that I wouldn't necessarily say requires, but benefits from some seriously creative camera usage. There's a lot of points, especially later in the game, where we're gonna use the camera to our advantage, not just to see jumps, but also to actually, like, disable some enemies. Like, you can actually creatively kind of knock some enemies out of the console's internal memory so that you don't have to deal with it. In particular, like, there's, like spinning fire areas, and you can knock the fire out of the console's memory so that you don't actually have to deal with it in a jumping puzzle, which is very useful. But that's all dependent on us actually making it to World 8. Wouldn't necessarily say that's unlikely. We're gonna try this without the turtle. Mario! Okay, that's progress. This is one of the weird sticking points in my Super Mario Lost Levels play. World 4-3, historically, only because of that jump, basically, has been a pain in the ass. But you can see I'm making a little bit of incremental progress here, hitting this jump most of the time now, which is certainly better than we were doing before. And again, I think it's pretty clear we do not need the turtle, and in some cases the turtle may actually muck us up more than it actually helps us. And once we get to the end here, all we have to deal with is the castle, and then we can move on to World 5. No, so close. Okay, we're gonna get this. And on World 5, there is a warp zone that actually takes us all the way to World 7, so let's just make this happen. That was kind of close. And just notice, like, at the end of this level, these jumps don't really exist. Well, I shouldn't say in Mario games these days, but they definitely don't exist in New Super Mario Bros. U, where halfway through the game they give you a level that only has like 2 blocks in the middle of empty space. That was so close. You might even be able to just sprint over those at the end. Anyway, we're getting very, very close to the success here. This is why whenever people are like, yo man, Cat Mario's so hard, I'm like, Cat Mario is hard, I'll give you that. There's been a lot of very difficult Mario ROM hacks over the years as well, but you know, Mario's no slouch in his own right. Some of these official Nintendo games were like serious pains in the dick. And of course, the overall story behind this game is that Nintendo ended up not releasing it in North America because they thought it was going to be too difficult for North American gamers. At least that is the story I've heard. Now shut up everybody, I need to focus. There we go. Alright, nailed it. If only I'd gotten 1 less coin, we would have earned a 1-up there. But again, in the All-Stars version, it's not really necessary. If you want a true Mario 2 Lost Levels challenge, okay, didn't say New Super Mario Bros. That time. If you want a true challenge, you gotta play like the NES style version. But this game's full of all sorts of little traps. Like, the first time you play through the game, you might think like, oh, I just gotta make this jump, right? Like I just jump off the edge. Nope, that'll get you killed. What you instead do is go far to the left and then sprint off the edge. Little things like that. I missed the mushroom. Make this game an extreme level challenge. In my opinion anyway. Maybe I just suck at video games, who knows. So again, you just want to come to the left all the way and then sprint off. Play along with me at home if you manage to have a copy or have obtained one illegally, you dirty scoundrel. Don't worry, pause the video, I'll wait. Alright, so that's just memorization there. Kind of a tricky jump here, a jump that actually abuses some of the physics in Mario. This one could take a little bit while to figure out, but I would never go so far as to say this is a puzzle platformer or anything like that. You just gotta use your momentum against the wall to get up there. Sometimes I can die here because I'm just too big to fit through, but that's okay. We're probably gonna take damage here because I always take damage here. Oh, yeah, that didn't work. But we're just gonna get through here. There's another mushroom, but that's a trap. Ignore that mushroom. Because you will die. Gravity will bumfuck you. We're just gonna wait here. As you can see, Bowser's right there. This game uses traditional Bowser style, where he's just like on a bridge, and you have to hit the axe or the switch or whatever the fuck that is behind him in order to kill him. But for now, we're just gonna avoid the fireballs. That was not a good avoidance of the fireballs. There's so many little things in this game that can just totally fuck you up. Anyway, there's like our 4th game over. But hey, that's only 1 game over per world if we're keeping score. Usually these castles are fairly short, which is great for us. So there we go, do that. And we'll take Mario through here. Jump on the Goombas. Once you really get this game down, you can pretty much just speedrun the entire thing. Alright, there we go. That was really stupid of me, and there was no reason for me to take a chance like that, but that's okay. Here we are. Oh, I fucked up the hammer, bro, but that's okay. I'm not sure if this is one of the levels where you absolutely have to do things the game's way, or if you can just make it to the end. Oh, that was so awful. There's a lot of, what I was trying to get at there is there's a lot of levels that are kind of arranged like ghost houses in later Mario games, where you have to go through the level in a specific path in order to win. However, I don't know if we're actually going to be coming across any of those. We might, I think Castle 8 is kind of like that. Oh, Castle 8, my favorite Project Gotham Racing 2 map. I should take this part a little slower, but I'm an idiot, so instead I'm going to do that and try to be a little bit ballsier. You can use... That was almost awful. You can use that shell to kill the hammer, bro. That was not good. Let's take this opportunity to come up here, because this is a little bit easier. Yeah, you can kill that hammer, bro, with the shell, but it's not worth it for the most part, because you're going to end up rushing too fast. Okay, now we're back at Bowser. Again, ignore mushroom. You gotta reach a zen-like state with those mushrooms. A lot of mushrooms in this game are either outright poisonous. Oh, come on. Outright poisonous or too risky to be worth it. Alright. Oh, I almost backed off there. Okay, now we're just fighting Bowser. This is the easy part. Alright, like I said, that's the easy part. Finally, it took us like 15 minutes there, but we beat World 4. Things actually get a little bit easier from this point on, at least for a little while. So obviously our princess is in another castle. This is the first castle we've beaten, despite the fact that we're 4 worlds into the game, and we're only gonna beat 3 castles over the course of this video. Maybe only 2 if I suck, who knows. So is this a level where I have some muscle memory? Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't really think so. But I've played this level enough recently. Oh, almost botched it. Played this level enough recently to kind of remember how things go, I guess. I think this is one of the levels. Ooh, that was close. That has, yeah, a lot of wind. That's what it is. So the wind's gonna start. This is something. There's a 1-up down there, by the way, but we're not gonna bother with it. Wind is one of those things in Lost levels that shows up all the damn time. This is far from the most dickish example of it, though. Wait till they kiss and then move on. All right. Now we're gonna slow down just a little bit because this part gets a little trickier. Yeah, we're gonna see some seriously dickish wind levels. At least one seriously dickish wind level. I think it's on World 7. Might be on World 8, though. I can never remember. And we're getting fairly close to the end here. This is another kind of dickish element to the game. We're gonna try to despawn this piranha plant. That should do it. No? Okay, a little bit more. Alright, I don't think the piranha plant exists anymore. Now, we've got to basically plank on this jump. We got to run like so, jump, land on this block, jump again to get over there. We don't have to go super fast, but we do have to make it work. Because Mario works on momentum, obviously. There we go. That one wasn't so bad. And this should be the exit right here, but we have to jump on the turtle to make it, I think. Or this might just be a checkpoint. I can't remember. It's just a checkpoint. Okay. There's a hammer bro, I think, that shows up. No, just other shells. Or turtles, I should say. Alright, and then we have to deal with this bullshit again. This game is kind of notorious for making you do these, like, invisible block puzzles. I guess, technically, this is the first one you'd have to do if you didn't go to the warp zones earlier. And then the exit should be, like, right around here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that level's not so bad. But yeah, there's a lot of those invisible block puzzles that you're gonna have to deal with in this game. I say it like I'm doing a Let's Look At, like, yeah, you know, if you're gonna play Mario Lost levels, you gotta prepare yourself for some dickishness. When in reality, probably if you wanted to play this game, you would have played it through by this point, but maybe, at the very least, a couple of people out there are interested in getting a little Mario history. I hesitate to knock any of these over, because I think this is a poison mushroom right here, maybe. By the way, the namesake for the poison mushroom show right there is, of course, the poison mushroom from this game. I'm not sure if they were in the original Mario Brothers. To be honest with you, I've played through the original Mario Brothers, but it's been a long time. I'm much more of an affinity for Lost levels simply because of the challenge level. And, you know, you like what you're good at. I'm not necessarily saying I'm the best Lost levels player out there. But I, you know, did put a lot of time into this game, and I understand this game, and I've got the patterns already built up and memorized. Whereas, if I was gonna play the original, it would require a lot of work on my end to learn those patterns. So instead, I stick with what I know. So similarly, we have a shortcut here to another warp zone. It's not easy. Oh, I'm still alive! I've totally fucked that up. This is one of the hardest jumping puzzles in the game, in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of jumping puzzles where you have to, you know, get hit like one block, one very, very tiny block. But this one's tricky as well, because you're dealing with platforms that are constantly moving. So sometimes I think it's actually like a mathematical impossibility, basically, for you to hit this. But what we're trying to do is get up to the very top, obviously, on the right side, where we will be able to... I don't know why I fell off there. I think we've already fucked this. I can't remember the rest of this level, though. Is there another chance for me to get up there? There might be. That might not even be the... Oh, no, there's not. So we're just gonna kill ourselves here. Might seem like a bad idea, but I have to get to that warp zone. Otherwise, I'm gonna tool around in World 6 because I don't really understand World 6. I never really played it that much because I always get the warp zone. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but oh well. So again, we're gonna ride this. Let's get all the platforms on the screen first if we can, just so I can see what's going on here. There we go. This could be good. Alright, now just don't fuck this jump up. This is a big one. And then I think we do have to deal with some piranha plants, or is this just... Oh, this is just the exit. Awesome. Alright, so we're already on World 7. This is a little bit faster than I expected it to be honest with you. We're only at 24 minutes. Already 6/8, aka 3/4 of the way through the game. There's some serious muscle memory going on here. Bounce on the turtle, jump up. This requires... Ah! Oh well. This level always fucks me up a little bit. I've got the first part, like the first 10 seconds of the level down. It just requires some key jumping. This part's a little trickier though, because of the piranha plant and the turtle. Sometimes you bounce on the turtle, sometimes you, and then get hit by the piranha plant, obviously. Sometimes you bounce on the turtle, start the shell going like a pinball game in there, and things get very difficult for you. It's easier, I guess, just to wait a little bit and then do things this way. There is a star. Oh, that was awful. There is a star on this level as well that you can pick up. But it's not really all that necessary, to be honest with you. I guess you can get some 1-ups, but again, in this game, 1-ups are effectively meaningless. These are terrible jumps, by the way. Never let me tell you that I'm good at Mario when I make jumps like that. But World 7-1 is sort of difficult. Mostly because of the things that are going to come after that we haven't seen yet. Basically, we just get a bunch of flying fish that show up on this level and are totally dickish. Here we go. Flying fish are going to start. And obviously, if you touch those, you're going to die. But we've already gotten them off. I think there's Hammer Bros that show up now. Again, arguably one of the most dickish enemies in the Mario universe. Alright. This is our checkpoint, by the way. So now that we've gotten this, we're safe here. However, you know, if we end up using a continue, we lose out on that privilege. So we gotta play it a little bit cool here. I think there's another Hammer Bro over here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is actually just stand here. This is a 50-50 shot, basically. And I totally botched it. I thought maybe he'd jump over me, but no chance. Okay, so we're gonna start again on world... Oh, no, we do have 1 life left. Okay. So the best thing to do here is that... Oh! I was gonna say take it a little slow. Yeah, that was awful. Intersecting Hammer Bros are a difficult obstacle. We'll continue here. Start the very first half of the level again. But again, this is not so bad. Jump on the turtle. All pattern memorization. I guess you could... That was terrible. I was trying to deviate from the plan. Bad idea, Northernlion. We'll come up here. Jump on the turtle. Jump on the toidle. You guys remember the Mario and Luigi Super Show that was on? I can't get the Do the Mario song out of my head whenever I play this game. You know, swing your arms from side to side, smoke a pack a day, kids do the Mario. I could have gone down that pipe for a coin bonus, but who needs a goddamn coin bonus? And who needs the Quickie Mart? Anyway, we got to the checkpoint, so I'm not too perturbed by the fact I got killed by those Hammer Bros. Normally, you can do 2 things here. You can hit this turtle, and then race it in and see if it's going to kill one of these Hammer Bros, or you can just take them out on the pipes. I suppose if you were super ballsy, you could just run and do things that way, but there's no need. So this is a kind of difficult jump. We've got to go all the way to the end of the runway to make that takeoff. We do have, like I said, another Hammer Bro here. Now, depending... Oh, I jumped right into it. Depending on his jumping patterns, that Hammer Bro can either be like the easiest obstacle in the game or one of the most dickish, but historically, he's been one of the most dickish for us, at least in this video. So again, we'll kill the Hammer Bros by just hitting the question mark blocks. Ba-boom. Wait for the Piranha Plants. Stick the landing. Don't even need that turtle, but an extra 100 points. Everyone knows Mario's all about the points, baby. Alright, we made it through there, so we never have to see that asshole again, hopefully. And we've got sort of a difficult series of jumps here. We do have to jump on one of these bullet bills to make it to the end. You can't see it, but that's the flagpole on the right side. And I'm gonna totally botch that one. Mario just kind of colliding uselessly with the edge of the ramp there, or the edge of the flag. Once we beat 7-1, I think things get easier. Oh man, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Everyone has those what have I done moments in Mario. It's not just me, right? Wasn't paying attention and my patterns got all fucked up. This is okay, though. Things, of course, typically in a Mario game get substantially harder the more you play. That's sort of the case here. Oh, that was terrible. I was trying to compensate for the wind. Believe it or not, the wind plays a substantial part in the difficulty of this game. I don't think I've seen it all that often in Mario games since. At least not to this degree. Where basically they're like, hey, let's make the most dickish level ever. What are we gonna call it? Oh, World 4-1. What are we gonna do for World 8 then? You know, just add wind, I guess. And Hammer Bros everywhere. Again, we could get coins there. Who cares? That should be the checkpoint. If it's not, I'm gonna be pissed. It is indeed. Okay. So let's hit the turtle. Use the turtle to get the Hammer Bro. And that was necessary. Okay, we did manage to kill him. It was kind of close, though. Stick the landing here. Get over. Spawn the Hammer Bro. Fucking Hammer Bros, man. There we go. We're safe. We gotta worry about the bullets. And the... Oh, don't do this to me. We don't have to worry about the beetles, I guess. We can just come up here. Alright. Bullet Bill. Help me out here. I might just be able to run? I don't know if I've ever done this level like that. Oh, it works totally fine. You don't even have to jump on the bullet. What was I thinking? 7-1 is complete, and we never have to see it again, thankfully. We're up to... Geez, 29 minutes already. I did, when I first started streaming, back when basically my YouTube channel had like 50 subscribers total. I almost said 50,000 there. But this is my favorite level, because I've got it... The first half is so memorized. This is one of those Ghost House type levels, where you have to beat it in a certain order in order to get through. And this is the order. You have to go through that pipe. There's a flower up there, but there's no need for us to get that. The second half of the level gets a little bit more difficult. Now we're going to have Laikatus to deal with. And also, there's no checkpoint on this level, which can be a problem. But the first half of the level is so easy, and beyond that, it also... Oh, no! It also lets you get a mushroom, which is okay. But, yeah, when I first started streaming back in, like, summer and fall 2010, and I had, like, 50 subscribers on my YouTube channel and was mainly known for streaming on Twitch, which was then still called Justin TV, I think. I did a challenge where basically I saw if I could beat lost levels faster than the runtime of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Ended up winning that one, so I'm looking to kind of definitely clock this run in at under an hour and 20 minutes. Obviously, that's going to be far from a world record, but I'm proud of it regardless. Do some push-ups, Mario. Got you there. And then we got some platforming, so I'm going to shut up so I can focus a little bit. There we go. Lakitu should come back right around here. And indeed he does. It might be Lakitu, I don't know. I always called him Lakitu. We need to start a Facebook petition to get Lakitu permanently kicked out of Mario games forever, because that motherfucker is like worse than Coney. I think you have to jump from this block. Yeah, that's a deceptively difficult obstacle there. Now again, we're just going to play it patiently here and get Lakitu to come over here. Now I can't stop saying Lakitu. We can't get in his cloud. When we jump on him, it just kills him. If we could get in his cloud, the rest of this level would be super easy. I'm just trying to remember, do we have to jump on the turtle here? I think the answer is no. Come on! 100,000 signatures and Lakitu will stop being such a douchebag. Fat chance. Alright, let's do it. I've always done that by jumping on the turtle. This one, we obviously have to jump on the turtle. Piranha plant? Yeah, that's okay, though. Now, all we have to do is get a running start, and we'll beat the level for sure. That's good enough. All right. Again, we're not getting any bonuses here. We're not getting any one-ups, but we're completing the levels, which is infinitely more valuable, especially when you're trying to provide, you know, brevity in your content. Is this a level I enjoy a lot? Oh, this is the dickish level with the wind. Okay. Basically, this is one of the most fun and also frustrating levels, in my opinion, in Mario history. This entire level takes place on these springs, and of course, you are unable to see yourself when you go that high in the air on the green springs. So you basically just kind of figure out where Mario is and get a sense for where he is in relation to the screen and try to land him on these super small platforms, and they do get a little bit smaller as we move along here. But I've played this level so much, I've got the memorization, the feeling down, if you will. This is like our safe zone. This is our checkpoint here. Now, there is a sort of difficult jump involving this piranha plant pipe. We made it. Planked. Almost went too far. We're going to be able to land on this platform over here, get another 2 coins, then jump down to this one. Believe me when I say this is substantially harder than it looks. Actually, it gets harder right about here. Now that the springs are gone, we've still got the wind. Yeah, that was bad. But we have to just do some platforming instead, which is actually substantially worse. Simply because, you know, when you're dealing with the springs, all you basically do is hold right, and provided you have enough experience, you kind of get a feel for where Mario is in your head, that you can speed through things. But when you're actually jumping with the wind, it becomes a little bit more unpredictable. We'll try to get 11 coins just in case it does allow us to get that one up. Yeah, I thought I botched it, but here we are. Ah, you didn't actually have to use the turtle there, you dongo. Alright, we'll try this again. We're almost on World 7-4, which is obviously another castle. And World 8, I've actually got a pretty good muscle memory for the patterns in World 8. My girlfriend always makes fun of me when I play this. She's like, do you have muscle memory for this level? For the early game, the answer to that question is usually no, but seriously, the muscle memory in this game is like a real thing. And that's the same thing with like a game like Contra, you know? You played it a lot as a kid. If you asked me to draw the first level of Contra, I probably couldn't do it. If you gave me a controller and told me to play the first level of Contra, I have faith my fingers would simply remember the patterns necessary to get through it without, you know, at least using a continue. Oh, that was so bad. Can't second guess yourself in Mario, man. You gotta have confidence. So let's just wait for this. I was kind of worried about that, but that's okay. Again, the thing I kind of like about the Wii and Super Nintendo version of Super Mario All-Stars versus the NES version of Lost Levels is that it is a little bit more casual of an experience because you can sort of just pick up and play. You don't have to basically... If I had to do every world over every time I fucked up a jump, we'd be here for hours. Now, We are going to jump on the turtle. I think that's actually easier than just walking over or just jumping over. Okay. So we've made the hard part. Why did I risk it? I was trying to see if the jump was too far away. You know, in your brain you've got classifications. You got turtle jumps and non-turtle jumps. I wasn't sure. I thought that one might be a turtle jump. Big mistake on my part, but we're obviously getting incrementally closer to being able to finish this level. It's always nice for me to be able to play difficult games like this and finish them in a reasonable amount of time on the channel, because, you know, I get a lot of comments like, oh my god, Northernlion, how are you the worst person in the world of video games? That was great timing for that comment, by the way. It's nice for me to be able to show off, hey, you know, your old man wasn't always uncool. Oh, I played some hard games, my friend. Don't believe you me. Heard of Lost Levels? Beat it. Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Super C. No problem. All in a day's work when your old man was younger. We're gonna just stay cool here. That's one of the most harrowing jumps in the game, in my opinion. The wind stops here, which is great. And then we just sprint. Beautiful. Level is done. Time to do the castle. Okay. So we're almost on World 8 here. To be honest with you, this is proving to go a little bit faster than I expected. I was predicting like this could be a 2-hour-long video. I guess it still could be, because Castle 8 is the biggest pain in the ass in the world. Castle 7 is also sometimes a problem, but I've played it so recently that I think it's going to be okay for me to get through in not too long anyway. Doubtful that we'll succeed on the first try, especially now that we've died, but at the very least, we're making some progress here. What's that? Continue like 6 or 7? Maybe that would be a better Northernlion drinking game for this video. Take a shot every time I use a continue. You will get drunk. Hopefully you won't die, but I can't promise anything, especially for that 8th castle. I could be like a... Okay, that was close. I could be like a standard YouTube Let's Player right now, since I'm doing a Mario Let's Play, I guess. Technically a one-video Mario Let's Play. And just abuse save states like, oh, this game is so hard. Come on, brain, think. What would PewDiePie do? This fucking game, I don't know. I'm not insulting PewDiePie. I think he's a good guy. As I've mentioned in so many videos recently. I don't know why, man. PewDiePie, I think maybe because he's popular, he's like a lightning rod for hatred. People, like, even if you don't solicit their opinions, oh, I fucking hate that guy, or oh, that guy's the greatest guy ever, man. Doesn't matter. Seems like a nice guy. I hate this jump. I should have just gone way earlier. I got nothing against the guy. He's getting super popular, doing what he loves. We're not so different, you and I. This is... Castle 7 is not so bad, as you can see. However, Castle 7's Bowser is like the biggest douchebag in Earth's history. He throws every hammer that has ever been manufactured. Oh, are you kidding me? Mario, you gotta get some stronger shoes, man. Take a Tony Robbins seminar. You had to firewalk for like less than a second there. Oh, my feet hurt. Dude, you gotta save the fucking princess. Pass on your genes. No, literally, like, hand-me-down genes. Nothing to... Oh! Nothing to do with genetic transfer Richard Dawkins here. What is going wrong with my commentary right now? It's okay. Get the man in white coats away from me. We're just playing Lost Levels. So let's land like so. Keep it going. There we go. So far, so good. That's probably the hardest part of this level, except for Bowser. Bowser is... Like, in the new Mario games, Bowser's kind of a joke most of the time. It's just like, yeah, I get it. Jump on his head 3 times. Oh, this is not good. Maybe he spawns some enemies or something. Please tell me there's not. Okay, just get out of here. Enjoy your freedom. I don't know if that thing comes bouncing back. Okay, we're safe. This part can be kind of tricky. Again, the secret to this jump at the end here, I think, is just going quickly. But... since I've botched that for a second time in a row, instead we're gonna do things that way. Get through there. Here comes the fire from Bowser. We're good. This is the only tricky part before Bowser now that's left for us. We gotta sprint here, and we barely missed that fireball. Okay, this guy is ultimate dickbag. Throws like 700 hammers a second, and of course you got the spinning fire underneath him as well. But if you bide your time, you can get this done. I almost went there. I might shut up for some of this boss fight and focus, because it's kind of difficult, but... Oh, I didn't... My Wiimote! I swear to God, the D-pad stopped working for a second there. The only dickish part of the castles here, mainly, at least for this castle, is that you end up, what should I say? Basically, there's no checkpoints, so if you could just fight Bowser over and over, you'd actually get a chance to practice his patterns and maybe memorize them and finish them a little bit more quickly. Unfortunately, don't really have that opportunity here. So let's jump over. Oh, okay, that was pretty close. Let's try this again. We got him. And we got him as well. We'll just take the upper road this time because it's 10 times easier. Jump over these guys. Okay. Now we've only got like 2 more tricky parts before Bowser. We got this jump right here that can occasionally ruin my life for whatever reason, despite it seeming super easy. This is one of those jumps that certainly looks a lot easier than it actually is. And then we've got the fire avoidance here, which can sometimes be a pain in the dick. God darn it. On the bright side, if we end up using continues here, it doesn't really matter because we don't have checkpoints anyway. And this is, I guess, one of the things that makes the Wii version and the Super Nintendo version of All-Stars way easier than their NES counterparts. But anyway, that's okay. Again, normally, it was such a pain in the ass. The way we have to do this in university was, like, put the worlds together piecemeal. Like, okay, we learned how to do 4-1. Now let's do 4-2. Oh, you lost on 4-2? Good thing you've memorized every pattern in 4-1. Seriously, there's some levels in World 8 where I just have the patterns down so much that they're actually, like, fun to play. It's like playing your favorite song in Guitar Hero or something. Not that the game is unfun to play at other times. I'm just saying, Mario, don't abuse the laws of physics here. You keep your feet on the platforms, mister. No levitating allowed. Okay, this is a tricky part, as we've seen. There we go, we're through. Okay. Don't shoot a fireball at me, man. You're the hammer dude. Okay, we made it! That was so awesome. I just basically didn't give a fuck about what Bowser was gonna say there. Toads have been jerking each other off in this bag for like 20 years. I don't know why they get tinier and tinier every level. I guess it's because they have to fit more Toads in. 7 Toads, World 7 makes sense. Finally, we are on World 8 here. Let's get this party started.